Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
We can't hear anybody, or can we?
We can.
Oh.
We're live.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. I don't think Gene is back yet, though.
Gina's on, but we're waiting still to make sure we've got everybody here.
That's okay. Julie, we're going to go to the right and we'll be able to see the agenda, correct?
The agenda will be posted for everyone to see, so that will happen automatically when Gina does the sharing of her screen.
Okay.
So we are live, just so that you know, we are live, so we want to make sure. All right, we have everybody here. I will turn the meeting over to our board president, Mr. David Malkin.
Thank you. Good evening. We are returning to open session at 6:01. I will lead all attendants in the Pledge of Allegiance with the flag salute. Before we all stand for that, I'd just like to state a little fact about the flag salute. I usually like to do something like that when I lead the flag salute. And that's when Alaska and Hawaii became the 49th and 50th states. President Eisenhower received thousands of ideas for updated flag. Almost all of them were for a 50-star flag, including one from Robert G. Hall, half, a 17-year-old student at Lancaster, Ohio High School, who created the design for the class project. He was one of 3 who submitted that version, and it was accepted. So a 17-year-old designed our flag that we have today. So you never know what our high school students can do. Can you all please stand? Okay, follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the
Republic for which it
stands
stands
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all. Okay, there's no closed session report tonight. Next, we'll have board recognitions. I would like to turn this over to Dr. Mitchell at this time.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So we have many of our students who have achieved great accomplishments, and we had expected to be able to honor them in person on March 26th. Unfortunately, the pandemic has been such that we were not able to do it at that time, and we are still not able to do it in person, but we would like to recognize them virtually. So we do have Dr. Maddie Zamora, who is going to lead us through all of our board recognitions, recognizing the great accomplishments of our students. And our students are all receiving their certificate mailed to their home. Dr. Zamora?
Thank you. Tonight we have 10 groups of students being recognized. We're very excited for them. We will start off with the London New Year's Day Parade participants. For the first time, band and color guard students from across Rowland Unified joined the Nogales Noble Regiment Band to perform in the 2020 London's New Year's Day Parade, more fondly known by Londoners as LNYDP. The Nogales Noble Regiment, under the direction of Brad Pollock, were one of only 4 bands from California represented in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Please join me in congratulating the following students: Brianna Chen, Benjamin Lee, Angela Whitbread, Darren Wu, Clarissa Alvarez, Andrew Avalos, Maria Bajena, Caitlin Joy Cabanilla, Bronson Chavez, Anthony Cobian, Cristina de la Cruz, Brandon Duarte, Jocelyn Fernandez, Aixa Garcia, Jonathan Garcia, Jesus Gonzalez, Sergio Gutierrez, Alicia Hernandez, Eric Hernandez, Michelle Hernandez, Yolanda Hernandez, Justin Haywood, Christian Loza Erazo, Julia Nieras, Adriana Olvera, Anthony Olvera, David Osorio, Elmer Gibson, Antonio Perez Prado, Gabriel Perez, Clark Vecinos Paano, Evelyn Rivera, Jesus Ruiz, Giselle Sanchez, Rudy Sanchez, Thomas Sanchez, Vanessa Sierra, Ricardo Torres Jr., Alexander Treminio, Samantha Valera, Roger Zarate, Elijah Alvarez, Alan Carrillo, Andrew Castillo, Frank Chavarria, Moe Kanamori, Daniel Liu, Haley McNeely, Angelica Rivera, Susan Zhao, and Jesus Gomez. Congratulations to all of them, and great job. Our next group of students is coming right up. Our next group of students is the National Merit Scholarship Program finalist. The National Merit Scholarship Program is an annual academic competition for recognition in college undergraduate scholarships. In February of 2020, semifinalists who met academic and other requirements were notified that they advanced to the finalist standing. From the 15,000 students who advanced as finalists, 2 Rowland High School students advanced as finalists. These distinguished students will now be considered to receive a National Merit Scholarship. Please join me in congratulating Milo Chang and Ethan Su for being named 2020 National Merit Scholarship Program finalists. Congratulations. Our next group is the Rowland High School Academic Decathlon. Beginning in June 2019, Rowland High School's academic decathlon team began practicing and studying for the 38th Annual Los Angeles County Academic Decathlon Competition. At the competition, Rowland High School competed against 39 other schools from LA County and came in 8th place in their division and 10th place overall. Their hard work and dedication to the team also received 16 individual medals, including 1 gold, 8 silver, and 7 bronze medals. Please join me in congratulating our advisor, Matthew Cole, for working with our team. And the following students are being recognized: Ethan Lowe, Andrew Dominguez, Melody Lowe, Charlene Poon, Anna Wu, Dylan Su, James Elizarradas, Kimberly Centeno, and Ethan Chen. Congratulations to all of them. Our next group is the Rowland High School Future Business Leaders, Leaders of America, FBLA. FBLA is a national leadership and business education-oriented organization that offers leadership opportunities and competition in business projects. This year, the Rowland High School chapter sent 43 competitors to the Southern Section competition. Over 620 students from 21 schools competed at the event. Rowland High School took 5th place in the overall sweepstakes award while competing against schools with over 100 competitors. Please join me in congratulating advisor Carolyn Manukian and Dan Luna for working with our students. And these are the students: Eric Fay, Joey Lin, Chelsea Yuan, Krishna Nathani, Victoria Wong, Hassan Ismail, Serena Wu, Luciano Lim, Edward New, Ryan Liu, Priscilla Yi, Ian Setter, Michael Tang, Angelo Legosby, Cheryl Sien, Amanda Ling, Felix Gong, Ravi Daliwal, Jeremy Huang, Harrison Kim, Adriana Campos, Chase Kito, Melody Dow, Katrina Nguyen, Evelyn Liu, and Yvonne Yi. Please join me in congratulating these students. Our next group of students is the Automotive Skills Competition. On Wednesday, January 22nd, 5 automotive students from Rowland Unified participated in the annual Rio Hondo College Automotive Skills Competition. 9 local schools participated in the event. Anthony Martinez, an 11th grade student from Nogales High School, earned a first place award, and Jesus Gomez, Andrew Meacham, Hunter Waltz, and Kenneth McNeely from Rowland High School finished second place. On behalf of the Board of Education, join me in congratulating the students and their teacher, their teachers, Ed Martin and Raymond Alvarado, for their outstanding accomplishments. Congratulations to all of them. Our next group is the Skills USA Competition in Robotics and Automation. The Robotics and Automation Technology Competition challenges 2-person teams to demonstrate operating 5 robots along a set of sensors and motorized devices to resolve a simulated production process problem. Contestants are required to create a flowchart and a sequence of operations. Teams are judged on efficiency, speed, and teamwork. Zach and Chloe Silva received the silver medal for the second year in a row. Robert Johnson and Yves Bersulo won the bronze medal. All 4 Nogales students have qualified for the state competition. Congratulations to them. Great job. Yay. Our next group is Science Olympiad Introduction. This competition is devoted to improving the quality of science, technology, and engineering and mathematics. It recognizes outstanding achievement in science education by both students and teachers. All activities are rigorous, academic, interscholastic, and consist on a series of events that must be effectively executed. Please join me in congratulating the teachers that supported our efforts with our students: Lynn He Shin, Michelle Du, Francisca Ortiz Smith, and Josephine Wu Diong, and the Telesis Academy Science Olympiad team. Division A team: Maris Vega, Serenity Mueller, Kira Panis, Grayson Bell, Camila Felix, Allison Romero, Elijah Martinez, Eva Guzman, Logan Escobedo, Catherine Hume, Emily Garcia, Madeline Murato, Maya Diaz, Romero Alvarado, and the Division B team: Natalia Ainsworth, Irvin Elias, Ariana Gamboa, Veronica Llanos, Kay Luminan, Brandon Martinez, Kian Ora, Dulce Rios Vargas, Victoria Rodriguez, Willem Hume, Tanner Yocum, Lola Herrera, Isabel Merso, Clarissa Chabulok, and Jericho Perez. Thank you and congratulations to all of them. Our next group, thank you. Our next group is Alvarado students in the Alvarado Math Counts competition. Math Counts is a national program that provides students in grades 6 through 8 the opportunity to compete live in-person contests against and alongside their peers. The Alvarado Intermediate School Matadors Math Counts team participated in the East San Gabriel Valley chapter competition in February. The team placed second overall, and students received individual awards. Please join me in congratulating our teachers Linda Kim, and the team of students: Blanca Song, Edward Lay, James Tao, Alan Lee, Thomas Wang, Aiden Pan, Alicia Su, Tyler Hing. Congratulations, team. Our next group of students is the Rowland High School Boys and Girls Wrestling team. We do want to acknowledge the coaches: boys head coach Camilo Gonzalez, girls head coach Mark Tafoya, assistant coaches Rick Aguirre and Steven Chavez. This year was an outstanding year for the Rowland High School Boys and Girls Wrestling. Individual girls wrestling: Rowland High School girls wrestler April Benolo finished third at the league and qualified to compete at the state. Cheyenne Bowman, who won her third consecutive CIF Southern Section League and went on to win her third consecutive CIF State Championship title. Individual boys wrestling had an outstanding year with Alex Ramirez, Sydney Dizon, Elijah Flores, Alex Hanstinger, earning league champion titles. These 4 boy wrestlers, along with Max Aldana, Fernando Barreto, Yahir Camacho, Logan Dubert, Jonathan Reese, and Charles Zhu, qualified for the CIA State Championships, where Alex Ramirez won the CIF Championship title. Please join me in congratulating them. We're very proud of them. Yay. Our last group of students is the Giano Cheer Team. In just two short years, Coach Angel has established Giano Cheer as a national powerhouse. Her leadership qualities have made a lasting impact on our gladiators by instilling in them a sense of commitment, determination, and sisterhood. We are happy to acknowledge Giano Cheer Team as back-to-back JAMS national champions. Please join me in congratulating our coach, Angelique Martinez, our principal, Carlos Ochoa, and the Giano Cheer Team. The following students are from the team: Natalie Andrade, Adriana Fabula, Alexandra Germán, Alisa Paires, Anisa Galardo, Evelyn Zambrano, Evelyn Garcia, March Delgado, Janelle Perez, Janelle Osuna, Amaya Chavez, Tiffany Taylor, Ashley Castro, Ashley Mendoza, Ashley Bañuelos, Samantha Melgar, Michelle Vargas, Raylene Ramirez, and Raylene De La Rosa. Please join me in congratulating all of our students for their accomplishments. So thank you. That concludes the 10 groups that we are acknowledging tonight. We're very happy for them, and their certificates will be in the mail. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samaro. Now we move to the next section of our agenda, which is reports. And we're honored tonight to have Villacorta Elementary School that will provide a brief report highlighting what's going on at their school.
So our meeting moderator is going to bring them in to join us for our meeting in just 1 minute.
Mr. George Herrera, you can go ahead and speak now.
Okay, let me, I'm not able to share my screen yet.
So George, you're live with us, so we can work to see if we can help share a screen, or perhaps request.
We'll go ahead and share it for you, Mr. Herrera.
Okay, thank you.
It's up now. Can you see it, George?
Yes, I can see it. Okay, well, thank you, and good evening, everybody. Good evening, Rowland School Board and guests. I am George Herrera, the proud principal of Villacorta Elementary School. I have here tonight with me virtually, I have 3 amazing team members. I have Bridget Uribe, Ryan Rexer, and Estela Gonzalez. I am honored to serve an amazing group of eager, impressionable, and enthusiastic students. To support the learning of those students, we also have a talented and dedicated hardworking team of teachers and support personnel. This year we became a coach in school, and we received a PBIS gold medal recognition for our school. Not yet, but no, back it up. First slide. Back one, there we go. One of the highlights of our day in the office is when classes come up to deposit their earned gold coins for being respectful, responsible, and ready to lead. Villacorta houses a very special group of children and adults. And slide 2. There we go. So fulfilling the promise of our mission is a daily and sometimes hourly endeavor. Although concise in wording, there are many moving parts that are involved in the actualization of our mission. I would be remiss if I did not share with you that all adults and children at Villacorta function under 3 top priorities. Number 1, student learning. Number 2, student learning. And number 3, student learning. Our focus is rooted in what students can do in the areas of math and writing. The value of having a school focus is concentration of human resources, as well as a common language and a common understanding. Slide number 3, please. Oh, my favorite. So what we often refer to as our fishbone, it's actually a very deep and comprehensive root cause analysis of student needs. As you can see, we have one for writing and one for math. It provides our team with a very clear direction, as well as progress monitoring benchmarks and metrics to measure our success. Every single teacher has their fingerprint on this process. It represents where we're going and how we're going to get there. The end goal, as you can see at the front of the fishbone, the fish head, so to speak, is to ensure that all students succeed in writing and math. Slide number 4, please. And Bridget's going to take the slide. Ms. Uribe?
Good evening. My name is Bridget Uribe, and I am one of the site instructional coaches at Villacorta. This year, our highlights in the area of writing begin with teachers being trained by the presenters from Teachers College in writing lab studies to support students in the workshop writing model. Students have been taught the structure of the mini lesson as well as the structure of the workshop model. Students are now trying new strategies within their own writing. Students have worked through their first 2 genres of the year, narrative and informational writing so far. They have had wonderful writing celebrations where the student authors present their published pieces to an audience, including parents, teachers, and peer co-authors. Students are so proud of the growth they have made this year in the area of writing and have developed a genuine sense of ownership in their writing. Student voice and choice within their writing has opened up a door of possibilities for each student. During writing time this year in one of our kindergarten classrooms, a student stated that they love writing just so much, and when the teachers ask the students to clean up for sharing time, the students get upset and say, "We don't want to stop writing." Thank you to the board for the gift of working with Teachers College and using the resources of the writing units of study. And now you can go to slide.
Yes. Mr. Rexer, are you there?
All right, good evening, board. Ryan Rexter, District Instructional. And we have been working really hard with Villacorta to reshape the math experience for our students so that they have one where they're positioned as sense makers. And we're doing math is not only challenging but fun. And one example of that is a book study that we've been working on as a team, High Over Teams, where teachers engage students in these fun exercises where the student thinking gets put at the center of the class. And also, as simple as it sounds, our county collections is a really beautiful experience to see, where students get a baggie of items to count, and they make sense out of it, just like an authentic mathematician would. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Mr. Rexer. And now we have Ms. Estela Gonzalez that's going to be joining us. Ms. Gonzalez, are you there?
I am. Good evening. I'd like to share with you a little bit of Robo Vikings, our robotics teams, and actually the students today prepared a little slideshow. So Gina, if you'd click on a Robo Vikings quest. Thank you. Oh, that's me.
We are all members of the Villacorta Robotics program. I'm Abigail Lau.
We have 3 robotics teams, 2 first level league teams, and 1 Rowland robotics. I am Precious.
I am Ezekiel. The Robo Vikings Plus and Extreme teams participated in the FLL City Shaper Challenge.
It was most exciting to compete in 3 rounds of robotics, where we demonstrated our ability to program our robot to complete missions.
We also shared how we worked together as a team and used our cohort values.
We all learned to build and program an Lego EV3 robot.
We learned to work together as a team. We can program our robots.
We learned to code, use loops, and control the sensors. We learned to look for programming.
Thank you. So hello.
There you go.
Okay, so as you can see, we're really excited at Villacorta about the robotics. These aren't the only students that do robotics. All of our students from TK through 6th grade learn and have the opportunity to code a robot. Robots encourage problem solving, creative thinking, and give them a place to do some healthy competition. As students improve with robotics and programming, they learn to persevere and how to plan and process with technology. And as you all know, boy, have we learned how important that is during these times. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Next slide, please. Here we go. So as Vikings, we definitely work hard and we play hard. It is our belief that relationships with each other and with our students and community are vital to fulfilling the promise of our mission. Successes are widely celebrated by all Vikings. Our staff has been proactive in building relationships with our students and community members. All classes begin the day with restorative circles. This is a process where relationships are valued and students feel they are learning in a supportive and trusting environment. Villacorta belongs to the students and their voice and choice matters. Next slide, please. Because every picture tells a story, we can assure you that the stories behind these pictures are the stories of a very tightly knit community focused on creating the best possible conditions for student learning. This year, celebrations that deepen our relationship with students, families, and staff members included our Welcome Back to School, our reconnection with our Colton family, the Mr. Louis Perez Foundation and In-N-Out Rewards, Families Theme Night. Oh yes, and Queen the Adults. Students had a great time dressing me up as Frosty the Snowman as a PBIS reward. As you can see me in the bottom right-hand corner. RTI Conference, Valentine's Family Dance, the Ugly Sweater Contest, Halloween Trunk or Treat, Spa Day, PBIS Field Bucket, Community Coffee, the Beyblade Tournament, McDonald's Fundraiser, and First Books Disney Themed Book Giveaway. Every Viking smile is a flicker of light that signals to us that we are going in the right direction. Next slide, please. And we couldn't forget this, remote learning. Remote learning has changed where we learn, how we learn, but not our top 3 priorities of student learning, and student learning. I am so proud of my team for going the extra mile to stay connected with our students and parents. The collaboration for passing out devices to help our students stay connected, and the willingness of our teachers and staff to use Zoom and other platforms to interact with students and colleagues has been inspiring. Villacorta has a very dedicated staff that wants to serve students in the best possible way, no matter the circumstances. The metric we are using, and this came out of multiple questions, and teachers are so dedicated and just saying, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this the right thing? Am I doing enough? And so what I said to them, I go, here's our metric. The metric that we're using in these uncharted waters is, are we doing better this week than last week? And if so, we're going in the right direction. Next slide, please. And so Viking students and staff, I can tell you, because I live it every day, are deeply united in commonality of purpose. And again, our top 3 priorities of student learning, and student learning are integral to all that we do. A very special thank you to Mr. Reed, Ms. Gonzalez, and Mr. Rexer. I know they come across very down to earth and very humble, but as I know that you know them, they are relentless in their pursuits. So thank you to them not only for participating tonight, but for their unconditional dedication to Villacorta students and staff. And as our first slide stated, I believe we are the happiest place to learn. We believe that rigorous learning is fun. So on behalf of my amazing team, thank you for the opportunity to share some of the many exciting things that are happening at Villacorta, and I can tell you that we are just so proud to be members of Rowland Unified School District. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Herrera, and all the staff that participated tonight. I think your school board is doing remote learning also tonight. It's been an experience for all of us, so we can empathize with what you're going through. I also want to thank you for hosting the Tzu Chi food distribution once a month at your site, and we really appreciate that, and it's a big service to the community for us to be able to use your school site for that. So once again, thank you, Dr. Herrera, and thank you to your staff for taking time out for tonight's presentation.
Our pleasure again. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
Okay, we're going to go to the next item, which is the Superintendent's Report. Dr. Mitchell.
There we go. All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I would just like to start this evening by thanking our amazing students, our amazing staff, and our incredible families. There's a range of emotions that we're all likely feeling at this time, as we have been separated now for about a month, or it has been a month. There's sadness, there's grief, there's denial, there's disappointment, and it's okay to have those feelings. And as Dr. Herrera and his team just shared, we are still connecting. So we are dedicated to continuing caring, compassion, and connection with all of our students and all of our families. I want to make sure that everyone knows that we are still here and everyone is working very, very hard to make sure that the needs of our students are met, as well as the needs of our parents and families, because we know they have taken on a whole new role in this digital platform as well. So as we look at this, I would like to make sure that we all harness the moment and that we work our best to turn this negative into a positive. I am absolutely confident that our school district will emerge stronger as a result of this challenge. Most importantly, as we go through this, be kind to yourself. And again, to all of our parents who are teaching at home and helping their students in a new and expanded way, we know the challenge that you're facing. We're here for you and we are available to you. All of our students should be maintaining regular contact with their teachers. Information is on school websites. We also have 2 hotline phone numbers, so if you are in need of assistance, reach out to your child's teacher, reach out by looking at the school website, call a hotline. To date, our nutrition services staff have prepared and distributed over 150,000 meals since our dismissal. Meals are distributed on Mondays. There are 3 days worth of meals that are distributed on Mondays, and on Thursdays. There are 2 days of meals distributed on Thursdays. And they are at 6 school sites. And again, that is open to any person in the district 18 years of age or under. So again, we want to make sure that you know that we are still here to continue to support you. While we know that we need to remain physically distant for our health and for the health of others, please remain socially and emotionally connected. We miss our students, our staff, and our community very much. We look forward to the time when we can all be together again. There are many questions, and I know that the news can also be rather intimidating as watching in terms of what's going to happen in summer, what will happen in the fall. Please know that we are watching that. We are working very closely with the Public Health Department. We are working very closely with the County Department of Education and the California Department of Education. And we will make our decisions as a district and as a county as more information becomes available. There's an item on the board agenda tonight for our board to take formal action that the student dismissal will continue through June 4th, which is our last scheduled student day. We know that there are lots of questions that students have as well as parents. We are compiling, we will be mailing home letters specifically to the grade that your child is in to answer some of those questions and to continue that communication that we have with you. Should you have questions again or need to contact, please reach out to your child's teacher, view your school's website, or reach out to one of our hotlines. We are here and we are in this together. And again, I know we will emerge stronger as a result of this, and please stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. We'll now move to the next section of our agenda, number 5, which is public comment. Moderator, are there any comments this evening?
Yes, hello. We're going to have Roy Humphreys address the board. Hold on just a moment.
Okay, before he addresses the board, let me read one little instructional paragraph. The public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes, unless less extended or limited by a vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes, unless extended by the board, is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not on the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Okay, moderator, you want to call the first person to speak?
Yes, we will have 2. The first one is Mr. Roy Humphreys, and hold on just a moment. And Mr. Humphreys, you're allowed to talk. Now I'm unmuting.
Okay, can you see me? I have my camera on. Can you hear me?
Hold on just a moment.
Unmute, stay muted. Okay. I checked my microphone and everything before this thing, as well as video.
He can Mr. Humphreys, if you can unmute yourself.
Unmute myself. I'm going to try that. Am I unmuted?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Humphreys.
No picture. You're going to miss my picture here. Okay, as usual, thank you all for the good things you do and the good things you're doing under trying circumstances. It is ironic that it has taken a pandemic for the board and admin to break the cultural bonds and join the 21st century with Zoom, which allows the entire district to view and the entire proceedings and, most importantly, participate in the conversation. We can only hope that this will continue and become the standard of practice as it should be, and be posted thereafter for those to view. The Zoom announcement should have been made much earlier than you did, so others could get accustomed to the situation, which you know is not an easy thing for those who are not doing it. Next, the education of the constituents on the board selection by trustee area and updating the process is woefully lacking, which is consistent with your handling of the process. It is a cultural game changer, which has a possibility of bringing the term transparency to the core values. And also, if the happy Zooming, and if Zoom is done right and adopted as policy, and then also to include the picture frame as was done with your personnel persons when they ran theirs, that Roy Humphreys will fade off into as Shane in the movie by the same name after the 2020 elections. And the content of character is extremely important. It is the backbone of our conversation and moving forward. Thank you very much for your time, and again, the video of the persons is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. Can we have a second speaker?
Yes, we'll have Mr. Shay Lohman. Hold on just a moment. Mr. Lohman, you should be able to talk.
Good evening, everybody. There's definitely unique circumstances that we're in. I just want to keep it short. I want to wish good health to everybody, from our students, of course, our parents and community, our staff, the leaders in the district. Hope everybody's staying safe. Immense thank yous to our educators, our classified staff, our leaders in this district, who have taken public education and reimagined it here in a matter of weeks. But I want to be very clear that we are big believers in brick and mortar classroom settings and face-to-face interactions. And we as educators want more than anything to be with our students and to be working, face-to-face with our students back in our classrooms, because we know that that is where the best learning takes place. And as good of a job as we might be doing in this transition, it still will not replace that face-to-face interaction. I do want to just remind us as leaders to keep our focus, to remain vigilant, because we're going to have many important decisions ahead of us in the coming days and weeks. And it is going to be crucial that both labor and management come together and work through these issues together. So thank you to everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good rest of the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Lohman. Any other speakers, moderator?
No, that's the last one.
Thank you for your assistance. We'll now return back to the agenda items. The next item is under number 6, which is discussion items. There's a series of resolutions that we'll be discussing. These were on agenda online prior to the meeting, so you all had opportunities to review these. The first one is resolution number SO 192017. Extend student dismissal through June 4th, 2020, and delegate authority to modify district rating policy due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution SO 192017, extend students dismissal through June 4th, 2020, and delegate authority to modify district rating policy due to the COVID-19 pandemic? Are there any questions or discussions?
Need a motion first.
Yeah, I need a motion first.
I move.
Second. Second.
Who's the second?
Angelina.
Okay, Angelina, second. Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The second one is the second resolution. No, it isn't. It's a contract agreement. A contract agreement between the Rowland Unified School District and Keenan and Associates for property and liability claims. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the contract agreement between the Rowland Unified School District and Keenan and Associates?
I make a motion. Angelina.
I'll second. Donna.
Are there any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 6C is notice of completion, Rowland Rowland High School Addition Project DSA application number 03-115771. Can I have a motion and a second to accept as complete the Rowland High School Additions Project, ratify contingency savings, and to authorize the recording of a notice of completion?
I move to accept as complete.
I'll second.
Are there any questions or discussions?
What a pleasure it is this project is finished. We were able to see it from the beginning to the end, and I know when it first started, we wondered if we'd ever get there, and it looks beautiful. I'm so proud of the way the campus looks and the job that all the architects and the construction crews did. It's a very beautiful campus.
Mr. Malkin, I would also like Mr. Flores to be able to share a little bit about the project.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. First, I'd like to start off by thanking the Rowland Unified School District community for supporting 2012 Measure R. Without their support, this project never would have happened. So thank you to the community for supporting our district. As you notice, this notice of completion tonight reflects a net savings of $346,690. So that is a big accomplishment as well. And overall, with the project, when you include soft costs, the project is coming in about $1.1 million below what we had budgeted for in entirety. We're looking forward to put those funds into other projects so our students throughout the district can benefit from these bond funds. Thank you. One last thing, I'm sorry, is these savings couldn't have happened without the dedication and support of the staff here at the district, also working very hard to making sure that everything that we got with good value. And I want to thank the staff who do this on a daily basis, of course, by the direction of the board and by Dr. Mitchell, and also for the CBOC who helps and also reviews this at least 6 times a year. So thank you very much for all the support. It's definitely a united front doing this together.
Any other? I'd like to thank all the students that lived through this project, especially our senior class. I mean, think of our senior class 20 years from now. They're going to say, I lived through a school being built, and I lived through a pandemic, and I lived through homeschooling. Other than that, it was a normal senior year and high school experience. So I want to thank all the students that lived through this construction. And I'm glad that we have a beautiful school now for our incoming class. Okay, and
Sorry.
go on, Craig.
Are we going to have more opening, grand openings or the celebrations for celebrating the completion?
So we will, in terms of looking, we've had the grand opening, as you know, for the Performing Arts Center, the overall building. When we're back and we're up and we're able to have large gatherings, that is something that we have an interest in doing and sharing with our community the building that they helped to bring to us.
Any other questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6D is contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and TYR. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and TYR Inc.? Okay, Janet moves. Carrie seconds. Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Item 6E, contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and Everest Environmental Incorporated. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and Everest Environmental Inc.?
I move.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Oh, I need discussion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and Harrington Geotechnical Engineering Incorporated. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and Harrington Geotechnical Engineering Inc.?
I'll move.
Second.
Second.
Okay, who moved?
We have Donna Friedman and Angelina Pride.
Okay. Are there any questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Another contract agreement between Rowland Unified School District and Atlas Unified Hider Inspection Group LLC. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the contract agreement between the Rowland Unified School District and the Atlas United Hider Inspection Group LLC?
I'll move.
Second.
Donna moved, Angelina Pride second. Are there any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Qualified educators. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the declaration of need for fully qualified educators?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ballot statements for Board of Education candidates. Can I have a motion and a second to establish the following ballot statements for Board of Education candidates? The amount set by the register to be paid by the Board of Education candidates, not to exceed $1,200. for English-only candidate statements, and not to exceed 200 words for the November 3rd, 2020 Board of Education election. Any statement in an additional language can cost and will cost the candidate an additional amount not to exceed $1,200 per language. The amount will be paid directly to the register by the candidate at the time of the filing. Have a motion?
I make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, Donna Friedman seconds. Okay, any questions or discussions?
I have a question, Mr. Malcolm. Does that $1,200, that's for the English only, right? It has to be
No,
English?
yeah, for the English only.
Right. It has to be, do they have to do a statement?
No.
Okay. So if
The
they,
interesting thing though,
it has to be in English first.
I guess you can do it only in Spanish if you
Another
want.
language?
That I'm not too sure.
There's no charge for English only.
Well, it's $1,200.
No, I believe there is a cost, and I do believe that it does need to be in English, and you may pay for additional languages. That is my understanding. Should the board have questions, though, I'd be happy to clarify.
The one question I have is that when we talked about districting, and I brought it up several times, that I felt that one of the problems with having elections is not so much having representatives by district, but having affordable elections. And for many candidates that are underrepresented, many of them don't have the financial capabilities of paying $1,200 or $2,400 for the ballot. And when I brought that up, I was told, well, when we go to districting, that amount will be reduced greatly. So I'm just wondering if this is up to $1,200 and not necessarily $1,200.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed $1,200.
And I think you're supposing that that's keeping candidates away, but candidates can raise money to pay for that too.
Yeah, and that's they can, you're right.
Is it only for cover the cost that our district's cost, or the money send it to the county to cover their cost?
I guess.
Yeah, the registrar's office, county registrar's office, one that collects them.
Is it not to exceed 1,200, and who determines what the actual charging will be?
County
registrar's office.
Yeah, if I could, Mr. Malkin, that does come through the county office, and so you're correct. We have a board bylaw on this particular item, as well as the question that you're asking in specific, or the issue that you're bringing up is there is a process through the registrar's office if there's a candidate who is unable to pay that fee, and that would all be handled through the registrar's office. So that would be somebody that there was a candidate that was interested in running, they would need to bring that information up to the registrar's office.
Okay, any more discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 6J, Resolution SO 1920-18. Order a biennial governing board election in Los Angeles County, California. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution SO 1920-18 to order a biennial governing board education for 2 board education members, expiring terms in office for Los Angeles County, California?
I move.
I'll second.
That says it so proudly. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried then. Resolution SO 19-2019, order a biennial governing board election in Orange County, California. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution SO 19-2019 to order a biennial governing board election for 2 Board of Education members expiring terms in office in Orange County, California.
I'll move.
Second.
Angelina Price seconds. Are there any questions or discussion?
I think after the election, it would be, between now and the election, Dr. Mitchell, could you find out how, if the candidates are all paying that $1,200 for their statements, is $600 go to Orange County and $600 to LA County, or how is that worked out with the counties?
No, it is not proportionate. It's not evenly divided. It is because we have very few residents within Orange County.
Any other questions?
None of it? So Orange County gets none of it?
I don't know for certain. My understanding is that there is very little cost in the county because of the mailing costs. I will, however, Mrs. Evankamp, I will research that and find out in a little greater detail to answer the questions that the board has. And I will get that to the board at a later time.
Thanks.
Did you also check to see if it is going to be $1,200 or less?
Yeah, they won't have that at this time. They won't have that answer at this time. But when they have all of the final information for our elections, I will certainly ask that question.
Any questions? Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Resolution number SO 19-2020, Teacher Appreciation Week and Day of Teacher, May 2020. One second, I can read that. Teacher Appreciation Week and Day of the Teacher, May 2020. Okay? Doesn't have the exact times, I guess. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 19-2020, proclaiming the week of May 4th, here it goes, through May 8th, 2020 as Week of the Teacher, and Wednesday, May 13th, which is outside of that week, as Day of the Teacher. A motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion? Questions?
Just a comment saying that teachers have to go into a new territory trying to teach students, and I appreciate them very much for doing that. It's an amazing job that they have to do, and they're all coming through, and it's very nice for the district and our students.
Any other comments, questions? I'd agree with Ms. Friedman on that, especially after my experience tonight. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Resolution number SO 19-2021, National School Nurse Day, May 6, 2020. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution SO 19-2021, proclaiming Wednesday, May 6, 2020 as National School Nurse Day?
I move.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any questions or discussions? I just have a question. Since normal staffing is not going to be present, are we going to do something in the district, either through computers or delivery or something, to school nurses to let them know that we recognize them as well as teachers?
So that is something that we're working on, but no decisions have been made yet.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Resolution 6M, Classified School Employee Week, May 17th through the 23rd. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution SO 19-2022, proclaiming May 17th through the 23rd, 2020 as Classified School Employee Week?
I'll move.
Want a second? Ms. Evankamp seconds. Questions, discussions?
I'd just like to say they really came through classified staff in helping every department go through technology, nutrition, on and on, that we are lucky and that we have such great employees doing that for our district. And we appreciate them very much.
Any other? I just would like to say that I'll miss job shadowing during this week. I cleaned pools, I cleaned classrooms, I served lunches and breakfasts, and I was looking this forward to, I'm driving a bus this week. I guess I won't be able to do that this year. So, any other questions or discussions?
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion 6, SO 19-2022 passes. Resolution number 70, SO 19-2023, Adult Education Day, April 22nd, 2020. Can I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution SO 19-2023, proclaiming April 22nd, 2020 as Adult Education Day?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, questions, discussions?
Just a note, go ahead, Angie.
No, go ahead, Donna.
I just look forward to the adult open house and the presentations and what the students do, and I will miss that very much.
Angelina?
And while it's hard to keep, all of our students engaged during this time of change, it's especially hard for a lot of the adult learners to continue to participate in their education at this time, not just because of the technology component, but also the financial component that some of their families might be going through. So having a strong adult education program and teachers who are really reaching out to those students to keep them engaged and keep them on track and on the path to complete their high school diploma or GED or whatever they're working on with our district is really, really important, and our adult ed is key to doing that. And so I just want to thank them for understanding that and going that extra mile.
Yeah, and I'm piggybacking on that. There's been many people out there that have lost their jobs, and they probably won't be able to return to their prior jobs. And maybe through our adult education, we can help some of them learn new skills or hook them up with getting a new career in their life, regardless of where they are at. Is there somebody else that wants to say something?
And I just wanted to mention, this is Dr. Mitchell, and I have had the opportunity to be invited to a number of classes and so forth, as well as staff meetings. And I was invited to participate in the adult ed staff meeting this week. And it was very heartwarming for the staff in sharing the stories. They've created their own web pages, they're working with their students. And many of them have taken on that extra challenge, is really supporting the parents and helping them. And there's family reading time, and they're doing story time with students, and they're really doing a lot of work bringing the family together as part of their learning, whether that be in the ESL classes, the citizenship classes, or in our adult diploma classes. So our hats off to all of our teachers, including our adult learning teachers.
Some classes are very difficult for them to do distant learning, so like mommy and me, how do they do it?
So they are holding mommy and me classes, and so Colleen leads those, and so she's doing some where it's live instruction, but she did talk about that on the staff meeting, where some of it now, she's recording some of it, and then the parents can watch it and do it at any time. So they're doing calendar and circle time and reading and colors and numbers and so forth. So she is doing her best to transform from what was in the brick and mortar setting to an online setting, both in a live fashion as well as in recorded lessons, so that parents and families can engage in it at a time that's convenient to them.
Thank you.
Any other questions, discussions? Can I have a motion? I mean, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Next item on the agenda is section 7, which is pupil personnel. Next, we'll move to item 7A, which is RUSD student 1920:09 stipulated expulsion. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the stipulated expulsion of student number 192009 from all schools and programs of Rowland Unified School District effective April 17, 2020, with referral to a county or alternative school outside of the district for placement in an educational program?
I make a motion.
I'll
Second.
Is that, Mr. Chen, did you second?
Yeah, Carrie
Yeah.
second.
And Ms. Pride made the motion?
Yes.
Ms. Pride made the motion and Mr. Chen seconded. Are there any questions or discussions? Do I have those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And we now move over to the consent calendar section of our agenda. We will approve all of these items in consent, with the exception of any items that were pulled for separate discussion and action. And there is no items that were pulled for discussion or action. Therefore, can I have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. Malkin, we can
Yes.
hold for just one moment. We had a disconnected board member, so in order for all board members to be able to vote, can we hold that vote for just 1 minute?
Sure.
All right, all 5 board members are back. Mr. Malkin, if you can take that vote again, please.
Okay, can we have a vote, all those in favor of approving the consent item as presented on the agenda? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. We now are in the conference section. Next, we will receive comments from the board. We'll start with Ms. Friedman. Did we lose Ms. Friedman?
Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. My computer died and I don't know what happened. I'm
Yeah,
so-
that's interesting you say that, because when you saw me leave the room, when Dr. Herrera was presenting, I got a little red note on the top saying, your computer will go to sleep in 2 minutes if you don't plug it in.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
That might have been what happened to yours.
Well, I think Zoom uses a lot because I usually can do 6 hours on my without charging, and all of a sudden I was like 10% and it went black.
Same thing with me.
I didn't realize that. I really apologize.
Well, can she read her statement without being on video? Or?
She's on. Mrs. Friedman is back on. She's back. She's plugged in. She's with us, and she was able to join us for that last vote. So we just needed to take a brief pause. So she maybe needs to just repeat the question if you're inviting her to speak first for board member comments.
Right. You're first for board member comment, Ms. Friedman?
Okay, thank you. I made it in time, I guess. All right, I just want to say Villacorta did a great presentation, and it was wonderful recognizing the students. The pictures, Gina, were outstanding. To see them, that was really great. First, I would like to say Dr. Mitchell and team have done an outstanding job during this pandemic. Thank you. This was a very difficult situation. Julie, along with the cabinet, Alex, Dennis, and Maddie, worked endless hours to make plans so that everything could go smoothly during the closure of schools. While making plans, they always thought of what was best for our students and staff. I feel very fortunate to have them to lead our district. You are very much appreciated. I also want to thank all of our staff for doing a great job. So many people played an important role in keeping our students safe, healthy, and educated. Thank you. Technology department worked so hard to ensure all of our students that didn't have devices were able to receive one so their education could continue. Thank you. And nutrition services have worked nonstop with preparing food and passing out food to our families. Thank you. Teachers prepared lessons for our students during the stay-at-home order and continue to do so. Thank you. There's not enough time to mention all departments, but please know how much you are appreciated and important for the success of our district. You have been working diligently. I have so much appreciation for all of you. Thank you, thank you. I realize I said thank you many times, but those 2 words can't be said enough to show you how thankful I really am. I wanted to say something about the seniors. I feel horrible that after 13 years of education, they are not able to have the activities that they were looking forward to. Everything changed when this pandemic happened. I know how much all the seniors were looking forward to graduation. So was I. We will have something for you, just not sure what yet. This pandemic will go in the history books, and the seniors can say, that was the year I graduated. I also hope that the seniors know that we are proud of their accomplishments as they finish their last year in high school. I want to mention the 30 emails I have received from CSEA in the last month. I want to thank you for taking the time to write us. But to be honest, I want to let you know I did not like reading, and I quote, CSEA classified employees deserve respect and to not be treated as second-class citizens at the end of almost every email. This really hurts. I hope you know that this statement is not true. We know how hard you work and appreciate all of you for doing a fantastic job. I have treated you all with the utmost respect. AVID is an important program that is amazing. I know there is talk about it being a career pathway at Rowland High School. I just hope students continue to sign up for this very beneficial class. And lastly, thank you to everyone that had a part in making Rowland Unified School District safe for our students and staff, and can continue to do so much for our students under these circumstances. It makes me proud to be part of Rowland Unified School District. I hope everyone takes good care of themselves and is very careful during this time while we have to stay home during the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Friedman. I'm trying to remember now in the order. I think Mr. Chen's next.
This has been a difficult month, and especially there's a big loss to our district, and we lost our employee of the year, Alfonso. So he left us, and I will remember him and still feel his smile and his energy. So we send my condolences to his family and his loved ones. And I would say thank you to all the teachers, our leadership, Dr. Mitchell, and we are facing something very difficult and we never seen it before, and happened so quick in just a few days, a week. We make all 14,000 kids keep learning. It takes a lot of challenge and time and effort to make it happen. Our teachers, site administrators, and supporting staff keep the kids learning and keep the lunch, breakfast continue. So, and I got a lot of good words from the parents in the community, and they are very happy about the distant learning, and the kids are so happy to see their teachers on the screen, and it take more than a month now, and I would say this is the very, very good achievement for us, and we learned quite a lot from this situation. And I'd like to pass my grateful to the staff and to all of the employees in our district, and we're doing a good job. And I want to congratulate all of the work, the kids and the teachers. They received the honor today, like Nogales High School band and their successful London trip, and they have more than a year of preparation, and academic decathlon, and the FBLA National Merit finalists. They all have the great achievements, and I want to congratulate them. And I want to remind everyone, we missed the celebrations in March. And March 18, we're supposed to have the RC PTA Founders Day celebration. And on March 20th, and we're supposed to have a festival band, district band festival. And those kids have practice long time, but they missed the opportunity to perform, and we still give them a big applause for their work. And March 24th, they were supposed to have a depreciation classified employees event, and then we will say thank you to all the classified employees. And everyone stay safe and stay healthy, and see you soon next week on the Zoom.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Ms. Ebican?
Yes, mine will be short, but I want to thank staff, teachers, classified workers, everybody in our district for pulling together. The hardest hit are going to be our seniors who are graduating, who waited for such a long time to see for the Rowland High School students who waited for years to see their campus finished, and now it's finished, and they don't even get to have their graduation at their campus. I just remember my own years when I was in high school, how important graduation was. So many ceremonies, so many awards and special days that we just can't do this year. But I'm going to move it to the lighter, to a good side. We've never been through anything like this before. We have students and teachers who learned and taught each other a new way to learn. They've pulled together, they've worked hard, and they've risen to the occasion. The administrative staff has been able to keep them updated on what they need to do using all these new machines and gadgets and working with kids. And I think it's something they'll always remember. And some of the things they can even use when we get back to our brick and mortar classrooms. I think students will never forget this time they had with their parents. That's the complaint a lot of kids have, is they don't get to spend enough time with their parents. And I know seniors would rather go to the prom than spend all this time with their parents. But it's been a special time, and I'm proud of the district and the work we've done to bring us through this. And I'm sure, should it ever happen again, we'll be really prepared. Thank you to everybody, parents, employees, and the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ebican. It's kind of weird when you see across your screen while you're talking. You've been muted by the host.
Well, I'm watching you, Rich.
I've been a bad boy. Ms. Pride, you're next.
Yeah. I just want to say congratulations to all those who received recognition tonight. Though it wasn't in person, that doesn't lessen the fact that we are super proud of all of you, and we hope that you're proud of your accomplishments as well. A special thank you to all of our staff at many locations who continue to serve our students. So many of our RUSD staff, when this pandemic happened, they jumped into the fire without asking the who, what, when, where, why, and how. They just knew that our students still need to be served, and they wanted them to be able to continue with their learning. And you know, it's just like every other district. It's going to take time for us to be at 100%, but I think that we've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. And so to everybody that's involved, no matter what their job title, no matter what their position, no matter what their location, I just want to say thank you for all that you've done. I also want to say, I want to send prayers to the family of Alfonso and just let them know that his legacy will continue. We came out of our complex, we looked, and it was so weird because there were no cars in the parking lot at Hollingworth. And then as we walked up La Puente Road towards Nogales, there are no students walking up La Puente Road. There was no cars in the parking lot at Nogales. It was just weird. It just didn't seem normal for a weekday. And I think that's where we're all at, is that none of this still seems normal. But, you know, hopefully before it does seem normal to us, we'll get back to a real normal or close to it. But I also just want to say to everybody, keep up the good work, stay healthy and safe, and keep your families healthy and safe. And to our superintendent and to our cabinet, over the last few months, they've taken a big hit publicly, and I don't know what other word to use except for they were bashed a lot. And I just want people to know how hard they're working. I can't tell you how many times I have had conversations with Dr. Mitchell at 7:30 in the morning, which is when she and I usually touch bases, and then had another conversation with her at 7 or 8 o'clock at night because she wanted to give an update on what was going on with all the changes. And most of those times she was at the office at 7:30 a.m. and still at 8 o'clock at night, along with the cabinet. And even right now, as I look at their backgrounds, I can see that they are in their offices, and they were in their offices this morning. And I just want people to know, I think that is very important that the staff and the community and the students know how much time and effort all of you are putting in to make sure that their learning continues, that the services we provide to our students and our community continue. And it's not just the cabinet and the board, but several other directors and administrators and essential staff members who fall into that category too. But I wanted to give a special thank you and a special shout out to our superintendent and to our cabinet for all the hard work that you guys do. And you guys definitely deserve a big pat on the back for helping to get us through this. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Did I say more thank yous than Donna yet? But seriously, good job, and go home early tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Pride. I'll say thank you again. I think I gotta get a new background that looks like an office behind me. So I look like I'm at work. Along with Mr. Chen and other people, board members, I want to express my sympathy and support to Mr. Alfonso and his family. You know, it seems like it was just last month we were out there holding the banner and they were shouting, "Move that bus." And we were there to surprise them. And it just seems unreal that that he's no longer with us. And especially to hear at that time when we were honoring him, the special relationship that he had with special needs students, which is a very difficult job. And he handled it so professionally and so warmly. And he will be dearly missed, not just by us, but by his special needs students and all students, and the people in the transportation department. And, you know, tonight we did some resolutions honoring Nurse Week, Teacher Week, Confidential or Classified Employee Week. But it's like other people have said tonight, we really honor those people all year long. We just don't honor them that one week. It's an all-year process. And like Donna said in her comments, when we get letters saying that we don't appreciate them or we demand that you do something for us, it really upsets me also because I appreciate every employee, every student that we have at Rowland Unified. And to say that I don't, I agree with Donna. It does hurt me also. And to demand something rather than to say, let's discuss something, let's work on it together, it hurts me because I believe a lot into teamwork. And not to have that approach hurts me. I have one little couple of paragraphs I'd like to read. The measurements of one's abilities and leadership skills are not when things are going well, but when things are going badly. Needless to say, since our last board meeting, the way we provide education has changed. From teaching to food service, to how we clean a classroom, staff have had to modify their daily routine at work to accommodate this new normal. In periods of just days, our staff made this transition. Some had to modify their routine, others had to learn new ways to do their job. At the end of the day, I must say that our staff stepped up to the challenge and met it face on. Lessons began to be taught online, meals transitioned to grab and go, drive-through, and cleaning had a new focus on precautions. and our parents became teachers and teachers' assistants at home. These changes do not occur in a vacuum. It takes leadership and staff collaboration. All staff met this challenge head-on and kept their focus on our most valuable asset, our students. With the help of technology staff, RUSD went from a brick-and-mortar learning facility to an online learning program. This could not have been accomplished without the teamwork of our staff and the leadership of our administrators and our superintendent, Dr. Mitchell, and the RUSD cabinet. On behalf of the board, I want to thank everyone for their willingness to be flexible and for working 24 hours a day to enable our students to continue their education. However, we still have one challenge remaining, and that is to make this one of a kind special year for our seniors. I challenge all of you to be creative and to think out of the box to develop a unique end of the year for our senior class. And with that, do I have any more?
Can I just want to say good job, Mr. Malkin. Hosting our RUSD's first Zoom board meeting, you did very well.
Ditto, ditto.
Been a learning experience, I'll tell you that. Especially not having the superintendent next to me, giving me a little key. Okay, can I? We don't have to return to closed sessions. You have to return to your own closed session at home. So can I have a motion or a second? And a second to adjourn the regular board meeting of the Rowland Unified School District Board of Education.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, at 7:29, do I have all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? At 7:29, regular board meeting will be closed. Thank you all very much and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Take care. Go home, board, cabinet superintendent. Go home.
Are
Okay.
you gonna log us out, Dr. Mitchell?
For me?
Are you gonna log us out?
Yes, so our moderator will close our meeting.